Japanese people frequently use these 5 exercises to reverse aging and maintain a healthy body even after 90 years old. Well, I wouldn't be exaggerating if I said that after 60 years old, most people have already given up any hope of having a functional body. Back pain, locked knees, lack of balance, it seems inevitable. But did you know that in Japan, elderly people in their 80s and 90s remain active, independent, climbing stairs, taking care of the garden, and living without depending on anyone? The secret? It's not the gym. It's not supplements. It's simple exercises they've practiced since they were younger. Movements you do in 5 minutes a day without equipment, anywhere. It's not the type of exercise you see in gyms to build super strength, but rather exercises that keep the body functioning decade after decade. That's why today you'll see 5 Japanese exercises that reverse aging and keep the body functional even after 90 years old. Before we begin, please tell us through the comments your name and the city where you're watching our content from. We'd love to know. Exercise number 5, Hindu push-up. The Hindu push-up has its origins in the physical conditioning practices of ancient Indian warriors, but it was widely adopted by Japanese martial arts practitioners and longevity methods. This fluid movement combines strength, mobility, and coordination in a single exercise that works the body in an integrated way. Unlike traditional push-ups, the Hindu push-up moves the spine through a complete range of motion, promoting joint health and flexibility while developing strength. The benefits of this exercise go far beyond muscle strengthening. It drastically improves spinal mobility, especially in the thoracic region, an area that tends to become stiff with aging. The Hindu push-up intensely works the pectorals, anterior deltoids, triceps, and core, but also dynamically recruits the spinal erectors and shoulder stabilizer muscles. The undulating movement stimulates blood circulation and promotes lubrication of the shoulder, elbow, and spine joints. For elderly Japanese people, this exercise is valued for maintaining the ability to get up from the floor easily, a direct indicator of longevity and functional independence. Start in the quadruped position, with hands aligned with shoulders and feet apart at hip width. Raise your hips upward, forming an inverted V with your body, similar to the downward-facing dog posture in yoga. From this position, dive your torso forward and down, passing close to the floor while arching your spine, lifting your chest and looking up at the end of the movement. Your hips should almost touch the ground during the descending phase. Start with 2 to 3 sets of 5 to 8 repetitions, focusing on movement quality. As you gain familiarity and strength, progress to 3 sets of 10 to 15 repetitions. The rest interval between sets can be 60 to 90 seconds. More conditioned practitioners can perform up to 20 repetitions per set, but the priority should always be controlled execution. The most common mistakes include performing the movement in a fragmented way instead of fluid, not arching the spine sufficiently in the ascending phase, and allowing the hips to fall completely to the ground. Many people also make the mistake of focusing only on arm strength, forgetting to integrate the movement of the spine and hips. Inadequate breathing is another frequent problem. Inhale during the descending phase and exhale when pushing the hips upward. Exercise number 4, Sumo squat. The sumo squat receives this name because of its resemblance to the traditional posture of Japanese sumo wrestlers. This squat variation, with feet positioned wider apart and knees pointing outward, isn't just an aesthetic choice. It's a movement deeply rooted in leg-strengthening practices used by various Asian communities for centuries. For the Japanese, especially the elderly, maintaining leg strength is synonymous with independence and quality of life. This exercise primarily works the gluteus maximus, which is the largest muscle in the human body, in addition to intensely recruiting the thigh adductors, quadriceps, and hamstrings. The wider foot position allows for superior activation of the adductors compared to conventional squats, muscles frequently neglected but essential for hip stability and fall prevention. Position your feet considerably wider than shoulder width, with toes turned out at approximately 45 degrees. Keep your chest up and core activated. Start the movement by pushing your hips back while flexing your knees, always keeping them aligned with the direction of your feet. Descend until your thighs are parallel to the floor or as close to this as your mobility allows. Throughout the descent, distribute weight evenly through your feet, avoiding transferring the load only to the toes or heels. Push the floor through your heels to return to the starting position, consciously contracting your glutes at the top of the movement. hands can stay in front of your body to help with balance. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell. Having constant access to science-based information is what will make you progress with long-term health in the world of exercise. Perform 3 to 4 sets of 12 to 15 repetitions. For beginners or elderly people who are resuming physical activity, starting with 2 sets of 8 to 10 repetitions is adequate. Rest between sets should be between 45 and 60 seconds. When you can execute 15 repetitions with ease, you can progress by holding a light weight against your chest or increasing time under tension, performing slower descents. Avoid allowing your knees to collapse inward during execution, as this overloads the ligaments and can cause injuries. Another frequent error is leaning the torso forward excessively, which transfers the load from the glutes and legs to the lower back region. Don't rush the movement. Controlled descent is fundamental for maximum muscle activation and joint safety. Some people also make the mistake of not descending sufficiently, limiting the exercise's benefits. Exercise number 3, lying leg raise. The lying leg raise is a fundamental exercise in Japanese practices for maintaining core health and preventing lower back pain. Although it seems simple, this movement is extremely effective for building functional abdominal strength, especially in the lower portion of the rectus abdominis and hip flexors. In a culture where sitting on the floor and getting up without hand support is common even at advanced ages, keeping this region strong is essential. This exercise intensely recruits the rectus abdominis, with emphasis on the lower portion, in addition to working the iliopsoas and other hip flexors. The core stabilizer muscles, including the obliques and transversus abdominis, are also activated to maintain stability during the movement. Strengthening this musculature brings benefits that go beyond aesthetics. A strong core protects the spine during daily activities, improves posture, and significantly reduces the risk of lower back pain. Lie on your back on the floor with legs extended and arms at your sides or under your hips for greater lower back support. Press the lower back region against the floor, eliminating any space between your back and the surface. Maintaining this constant pressure, raise both legs together until they are perpendicular to the floor or form a 90-degree angle with your torso. Control the descent of your legs back to the starting position without allowing them to touch the ground completely, maintaining tension in the abdominals. Throughout the entire movement, the lower back should remain pressed against the floor. This is the most important aspect of the exercise. If you feel your lower back arching, you've lowered your legs too much. Start with 2 to 3 sets of 8 to 10 repetitions. If you find it too challenging, you can slightly bend your knees or reduce the range, lowering your legs only as far as you can keep your lower back on the floor. As you progress, increase to 3 sets of 15 to 20 repetitions. The interval between sets can be short, between 30 and 45 seconds. The most harmful error is allowing the lower back region to arch during leg descent. This not only reduces the exercise's effectiveness, but can cause discomfort or injury to the spine. Many people also use momentum instead of muscular control to raise their legs, which drastically decreases abdominal work. Lowering legs completely to the floor before being prepared is another common mistake. For beginners, it's better to descend only as far as you can keep your lower back stable. Exercise number 2, Seiza. Seiza is much more than an exercise. It's a traditional Japanese sitting posture that has been practiced for centuries in ceremonies, meditation, and martial arts practices. In this position, you kneel with your body weight on your heels and spine erect. Although it's not a dynamic movement like the previous exercises, Seiza is a powerful isometric exercise that works mobility, posture, and muscular endurance. Many martial arts masters and tea ceremony practitioners remain in this position for prolonged periods, developing strength and mental presence simultaneously. Regular practice of Seiza strengthens the core stabilizer muscles, improves spinal posture, and works ankle and knee mobility. The position requires constant activation of the spinal erectors to keep the torso upright, in addition to engaging the deep core. The quadriceps are stretched in the front of the thigh while working isometrically. The ankles, which in many modern people become stiff due to constant use of footwear, are mobilized in deep dorsiflexion. This posture also promotes body awareness and proprioception, essential elements for preventing falls at advanced ages. Kneel on the floor with knees together or slightly apart. Position the tops of your feet flat against the ground, with toes pointing backward. Slowly sit on your heels, allowing your body weight to rest completely on them. Keep your spine erect, chest open, and shoulders relaxed, but not drooping. Hands can rest on your thighs. The chin should be slightly tucked in, aligning the head over the spine. Breathe naturally and maintain the position. Focus on relaxing into the posture while maintaining postural alignment. For beginners, start by maintaining the position for only 30 to 60 seconds, repeating 2 to 3 times throughout the day. Gradually increase the time to 2 to 5 minutes per session. More experienced practitioners can remain in Seiza for 10 to 15 minutes. A common mistake is collapsing the spine or allowing shoulders to roll forward. This negates the postural benefits and can cause discomfort. Many people also excessively tense their muscles instead of finding a balance between activation and relaxation. Forcing the position beyond current mobility limits, especially in the ankles, can cause pain and won't bring additional benefits. If you feel numbness or tingling in your feet, it's a sign that you're excessively pressing the nerves. Exit the position. Exercise number 1. Reverse Snow Angel. The Reverse Snow Angel is a brilliant exercise for strengthening the upper posterior chain, a critically important but frequently neglected region. While many people focus excessively on exercises for the front of the body, the Japanese understand that the strength and health of the back, especially the upper portion between the scapulae and posterior deltoids, are fundamental for preventing pain, maintaining upright posture, and preserving shoulder functionality throughout life. The name comes from the similarity of the movement to making snow angels, but executed while lying face down. This exercise intensely works the posterior deltoids, middle and lower trapezius, rhomboids, and spinal erectors in the thoracic region. There's also significant activation of the external rotator muscles of the shoulder, essential for joint health. Strengthening this musculature brings immense benefits. It improves posture, pulling shoulders back and opening the chest. It prevents exaggerated thoracic kyphosis, that excessive back curvature that many develop with age. It reduces neck and shoulder pain caused by muscular imbalances. For elderly Japanese people, having a strong posterior chain means being able to carry groceries, work in the garden, and perform household activities without overloading the lower back or developing chronic pain. Lie face down on the floor with arms extended at your sides, palms facing down. Contract your glutes and press your hips against the floor to protect your lower back. Keeping your arms extended, raise them and open them in an arc movement as if you were making a snow angel until your hands meet above your head. Throughout the entire path, keep your arms slightly elevated from the floor without letting them drop. Shoulders should be actively retracted, pulling the scapulae toward each other. Reverse the movement, bringing your arms back to the starting position at your sides, always maintaining muscular tension. The movement should be slow and extremely controlled. You'll feel burning in the region between your scapulae. Perform 3 sets of 10 to 15 repetitions, focusing on time under tension instead of speed. For beginners, 2 sets of 8 repetitions are sufficient to start. Rest between sets can be 45 to 60 seconds. An effective progression is to increase the time of the eccentric phase, taking 4 to 5 seconds to return your arms to the starting position. Avoid excessively arching your lower back in an attempt to raise your arms higher. The elevation should come from contraction of the upper back, not from lower back hyperextension. Many people allow their arms to fall completely to the floor during the movement, which eliminates muscular tension and drastically reduces effectiveness. Executing the exercise quickly using momentum instead of controlled muscular contraction is another frequent error. Not tensing the glutes allows the hips to come off the floor, transferring undue effort to the lower back. Now that you know the 5 main exercises, let's move to a bonus movement that's especially valuable. Bonus exercise, dead hang. After working strength, mobility, and posture with the 5 previous exercises, there's an additional movement that perfectly complements this Japanese longevity routine. The dead hang, or passive suspension on a bar, may seem excessively simple, but it's one of the most underestimated exercises for shoulder health, spinal decompression, and grip strength. In Japanese communities and other long-lived cultures of Asia, Practices involving hanging from trees, bars, or structures have always been valued for their rejuvenating effects on the spine and upper joints. The dead hang primarily works grip strength through forearm muscles, while shoulders and scapulae work isometrically to stabilize the body. Core muscles are also activated to keep the body aligned. The benefits go far beyond muscle strengthening. Suspension allows gravity to act by decompressing the spine, creating space between vertebrae and relieving pressure on intervertebral discs. This can provide relief for people with chronic compression due to long hours sitting or standing. Grip strength, which declines significantly with age, is directly correlated with longevity and functional capacity. Studies show that individuals with greater grip strength have lower risk of mortality from all causes. The dead hang also improves shoulder mobility and scapulothoracic joint health. Grab a pull-up bar with both hands in a pronated grip, meaning palms facing forward with hands positioned slightly wider than shoulder width. Let your body hang freely, with arms completely extended. Shoulders should be relaxed, but not collapsed into your ears. Keep your scapulae slightly engaged. Legs can be extended or with knees bent. The important thing is not to swing. Keep your core activated to avoid excessive lower back arching. Simply remain in the position, breathing naturally until your grip begins to fail. For beginners, start with 3 to 4 attempts of 10 to 20 seconds each. If you can't sustain even 10 seconds, use foot support initially, reducing part of your body weight. Rest 45 to 60 seconds between attempts. Progressively increase the time until you can maintain the position for 30 to 60 consecutive seconds. The main errors include excessively tensing shoulders, shrugging them toward your ears instead of keeping them in a neutral and stable position, and swinging your body or using momentum. To stay on the bar doesn't bring the same benefits as controlled static hanging. Many people also hold their breath during the exercise, which increases blood pressure and discomfort. Breathe continuously. Don't force beyond the point where you can maintain a secure grip. Dropping abruptly can cause injuries. If you enjoyed this and want to discover another movement we didn't mention in this video that's widely practiced in various long-lived communities in Asia to heal years of neglecting your own body, we've left a video appearing right now on the screen showing each of them better. Don't miss it. Thank you for watching until here, and may God bless you, my friend.